Hi. So I think we still have like 1 minute to go, and I might be checking my appearance here. Um, we just want to wait till 7, and then actually I will be chit-chatting a little bit to let people, give people time to arrive. So, yeah, the first time I watched this, Poets in Pajamas, I had to click all over and try to find it. It was for some reason very challenging for me. I felt like such an idiot. Okay, am I doing okay? It's 7. It's 7 o'clock. My machine announced it. So I just want to welcome you. I'm Dedria Humphries Barker, and I am on this show, Poets in Pajamas, which is a sponsored by Sundry Publications. I'm just doing what other writers are doing. We have to do so much these days to get our work out there, and this is actually one of the more fun ones. I've been on Facebook Live before, and that was with the Coffeehouse at All Saints. But that show is a Steve Finley deal, and he was taking care of everything. All I had to do was stand at the mic, and then he loaded it up. So I'm glad that I've had that experience, at least of standing in front of the camera for Facebook Live. If you were following my personal feed today, you see that I was a little bit nervous about it. It's the technology piece, right? I'm not a digital native, if you hadn't guessed. I do envy those people who just kind of sit down at a computer and they know what to do. I don't know what to do, but I worked on it and I got it done. So here we are. You know, the question always is, well, I can do it once, but can I do it again? Can I do it 2 or 3 times? Don't know, but I did this time. And there's Anna. I was just getting ready to thank you, Anna, for your support, Anna, with Poets in Pajamas. And some people told me that the notice for this did appear in the Town Courier and the Lansing State Journal. So thank you to those people, especially Judy Putnam. I really appreciate that. I've known her a long time. We were moms together, Bobby and Dave. So, well, let me show you my pajamas, because my writing group, which met earlier, they were wondering what was I wearing, and I was telling them. My husband was saying, well, you know, pajamas kind of have like buttons down the front, but I don't really have that. So this is more like lounging. So this is my pajama outfit. And because it's summer, I get on flip-flops. So, I mean, I know everybody has some summertime thing where you don't want to put on clothes, like these last couple of days where you just don't want to put on any clothes. I'm trying to get the light on my face. You can see I got windows in the background. I'm sitting here in my dining room. There's a picture right there about it in a BJ auction years ago, Muddy Waters and John Lee Hooker. There's a Brian Whitfield right there. We got a color one in the other room. You see my globe in the background. And there's my picture from my book, which I'll tell you a little bit about later on. All right. People are checking in. Love it. Hi, Brianna. Hi, Pam. Hi, Landis. Landis with Lisa and Robin and Karen over there. Really appreciate you guys checking in. This is what's going to happen today. So I'll do a little introduction, which I've kind of already done. But one thing that you won't be seeing today is me flashing some words, because they come out backwards, if you can see that. Oh, no, that one came out fine. Well, that's my story. Please call your doctor's office. And I'm going to be reading that. Let's see what time it is. It's 7:04. Let's wait one more moment, And then I'm going to read for about 15 minutes. That story is about 15 minutes. And then I'll do a promotion for my book, tell you a little bit more about my book. And then we're going to do a Q&A. And Anna told me that on Facebook live events that the questions, there can be a significant delay between when you type something in where it says comments and I see it. So if you come up with if you have a question that you want to ask me, when you think of it, you might put it in, and then I'll be sure to see it. I don't know if I can do like that, but we can do it. Yeah. Okay. Although it seems to be working just fine right now, so that's good. So it's 7:05, and we got some people. So let me get into my story, because this is a half hour show. So the story is called "Please Call Your Doctor's Office." Dory held out her right arm for the medical assistant who was unrolling the blood pressure cuff. She was an age 30-something woman, and when she saw Dory's sleeve of tattoos, she breathed out, "Cool." All Dory's tattoos were good luck symbols. She had a steel gray horseshoe, a green four-leaf clover, a white rabbit's foot, a scarab beetle, and a shooting star. The healthcare worker also loved how Dory's pale gray eyes popped against her brown gold skin, and she loved the wig Dory was wearing that day. It was a big afro. She pumped the cuff tight on Dory's arm, and the blood pressure monitor clicked. As the medical assistant unwrapped the cuff, Dory asked for the measurement. Rolling the cuff into a ball, the woman responded, 120/70. "What brings you in today?" "You tell me," Dory countered. "I got a call to come in." At the counter, the woman studied the laptop computer screen. Her face went blank as the clear blue scrubs that she wore. All she told Dory was, "The nurse midwife will be with you soon." And she shut exam door 3 behind her. Miguel Dillon smiled reassuringly at Dory. He sat in the chair by the window per usual, morning cup of joe in hand. Mixed Mexican and Irish, he had his mother's startling emerald eyes and his father's taunt brown skin and dark, straight hair. He wore it long to his shoulders. There was a brisk rap on the door. Then Sandy walked in. She was tall and brown, her chemically straightened hair gleaming in a ponytail spilling over the collar of her white coat. She stopped next to Dory and put a hand on her patient's nervous knee. "Thanks for coming back," Sandy said. "We forgot to take a test when you were here last week. It's for STDs, sexually transmitted diseases. It's just routine. The assistant will bring you a gown and I'll be back." And then she and Miguel Dillon left the room. Later that afternoon, as they sat by the pond, Dory checked her phone for the test results. Her screensaver was a photo of her and Miguel. She scolded herself for being upset. Her other test results had been good. No chance of preeclampsia with her low blood pressure, though her cholesterol came in a little on the high side. She ate too much pizza, but brought a couple of boxes of Cheerios and a gallon of milk. She was lightweight, but that was normal for her. Miguel looked over her shoulder down onto her phone as the phone flashed to the test results site. At first, she loved his body heat, but then his arms felt like being in an old woman's too hot house. Dory pressed the power button, sending her phone screen to black. "Power outage," Miguel Dillon said. He scooted over on the park bench, giving her space. "You need a portable battery." "No, I'm good," she told him. She dropped her phone into her bag and stood up. "I'm going to the shop. See you later." "I'll take you." "Okay," she said. Then Dory doubled back on her words. "No, don't bother." He eyed her. "You okay, babe?" She needed privacy, but she didn't tell him that. She kissed him and walked away. As soon as she turned the corner, out came her phone. The lab message surprised her. It said, "Please call your doctor's office." She mashed the buttons on the dial pad, the phone shivering in her shaking hand. The receptionist's voice came on. "Can you hold?" When the receptionist came back, Dory told her about the message. The receptionist asked if she could come in that afternoon. 2:15? A vise gripped Dory's spine. "For what?" "The doctor would like to talk with you about your test results." Dory felt a tornado of fright swirling in her chest. "Yes, of course. Is my baby okay?" "The doctor will see you at 2:15 today." And the line went dead. How could there be something wrong with the test results for an STD? An STD. "Miguel Dillon," she screamed. Back around the corner she scurried, but he was gone in his midnight Camaro. Fingers cold and shaky, she texted him to meet her at the doctor's office. "I am on my way there now." She called the shop and told Vic she would be late to work. Could someone call her appointments, push everyone back an hour? Vic was salty about it, but she reminded him she had only missed 3 appointments in the last year and a half, ever since she and Miguel got back together. When Sandy arrived in exam room 3, Dory and Miguel sat with their hands clenched. "The test result?" Miguel jumped out there first. Dory's gray eyes shone like wet pavement. "I could not see it on my phone," she said. "All it said was to call your office." "Is our baby okay?" Miguel interrupted. Sandy was washing germicide gel over her hands. "Baby is fine now." She looked straight at Dory. "But the test said you have a disease, chlamydia." "No!" Dory threw down Miguel's hand and buried her face in her hands. Miguel put an arm around her bent shoulders, but Dory threw off his arm. Dory's chair legs made a big farting noise, scraping across the floor away from him. Sandy gave them the lecture. "Chlamydia is a sexually transmitted disease that can harm your baby. Untreated, chlamydia can cause blindness, but with treatment, that need not happen." She reached into the pocket of her white coat and pulled out a prescription pad. Rocks in Dory's stomach knocked against each other. Why did she ever trust Miguel to be true? He was a ladies' man. One time, she caught him in their high school's back hall with that bitch Maria. Long Mexican mane hiding her face. He had her slammed against the lockers, her knees in the shape of a diamond, and him like a South African miner all up in it. Then Dory had twisted Maria's hair until they were nose to nose. They all got hauled to the assistant principal's office. Dory's mom told her, "Leave that boy alone." And Dory told her mom, "Don't tell me what to do." That was one of the last times they saw each other. She turned to Miguel. "You promised." "Me?" he said with genuine surprise. "Of course you'd say it was me. Of course it's not you. Don't push it off on me. Your shit is caught up with our baby." "Whoa, you two," said Sandy. "Don't make me call security. Baby is who's important." She fixed them with a stern eye. Just a week of this medicine." She held out a white prescription slip. "What pharmacy should we call it into?" Dory focused on her baby, her belly. She needed backbone to deal with Miguel. She wanted to be strong, but she was unsure. Having a baby was the most natural thing in the world, but how could she feel natural with them telling her what to do? Sandy's voice brought Dory back to the exam room. "This STD is serious, but the medicine will cure you." "No," Dory said. Sandy's eyebrows jumped in surprise. "Hormones," Miguel muttered. He glasped Dory's hand, which after hesitating, she pulled free again. Dory stuttered. The disease came from somewhere." She gazed on the white rabbit's foot on her arm and murmured, "Maybe the test is wrong." She looked over at Sandy and raised her voice. "Maybe the test is wrong." "There's no chance," Sandy said indignantly. "Virtually no chance. Listen, the medicine is no big deal for you. The only one for whom it matters right now is your baby." "But we didn't do anything wrong, except I wore a pair of panties for 3 days running. I couldn't get to the laundromat, Dory explained. The shop was so busy. I have to make the money when the heads walk in the door, she said. Then she asked, is there such a thing as a false positive? Miguel's knees started to jiggle, and he clutched his hands together, fingertips blushing with blood. Look, babe, just take the medicine. You're always trying to tell me what to do, Dory complained. Miguel opened his mouth and then closed it. He stared straight ahead. 1% chance of a false positive, Dory told Sandy. Dory told Sandy. Dory said, I want another test. Sandy's bottom lip poked out and her nostrils flared wide. The entire protocol is only a week long. Every minute counts for your baby. Another test, Dory insisted, her voice high. So Sandy left the exam room unprofessionally, slamming the door behind her. Miguel did not want a second test. He pleaded with Dory to take the medicine. He wanted his son to have sharpshooter eyes so that he could be a first baseman or a shortstop with a sharp bead on the ball bulleting toward him, or a second baseman who could back up the shortstop. He was crying. His tear dropped on Dory's hand. Don't make him pay with his eyes. You don't know it's a boy, Dory shot back. But if you cheated on me, just tell me, and I will get the medicine. But you'll never see our daughter. Miguel did not say another word. The door opened and Sandy walked in with a tray of wrapped instruments. Around 6 p.m., an email notification slid onto Dory's phone screensaver. Right over their photograph, the rectangle blocked Miguel's eyes. Dory immediately pressed the hospital patient portal icon, test results. She stared at the message. Please call your doctor's office at your earliest convenience. The next morning, Dory and Miguel and Sandy were back in exam room 3. The expecting couple sat, but Sandy stood, hip against the counter and a scowl on her face, the white prescription slip flying from her hand like a flag in a stiff wind. I don't understand, Dory said. She was trying to stay calm, talking to Sandy. Is there another way I could have gotten chlamydia? Something in the bath water or the wash rag? Miguel said, babe, please, just take the medicine. Don't tell me what to do, Dory snapped. Miguel fell silent. Sandy said, no, it's not caught like that. Chlamydia is a sexually transmitted disease. Sexual as in the penis and the vagina. The penis is infected. It weeps with fluid from the end and the vagina weeps too. Dory narrowed her eyes. Is my vagina weeping? Sandy paused. She punched on the laptop keyboard. Why? Actually, no. But, Dory interrupted. His dick isn't weeping, I can tell you that. Miguel Dillon squirmed. Chlamydia can also be asymptomatic, Sandy finished her thought. Dory cocked her head to one side, trying to understand. Science had not been her best subject in school. Sandy explained, no symptoms. She studied the young couple. Look, I have a sample of the medicine. You can get started right now. She held out a white envelope. Just want to fix it, get her well, protect our baby, Miguel said. Exactly, Sandy said. You can start this today. It's a 7-day treatment. All that mattered to the healthcare system was get this young pregnant woman cured. Tears in Dory's eyes shone like rhinestones. A drop skied across her cheek to the corner of her mouth. She flipped the tip of her tongue to catch the salt water. If I take it and I don't have chlamydia, will it hurt my baby? 2 tests say, and then Sandy stopped, and because she was immediately sorry to have mentioned the test, because Dory turned to Miguel so violently, so suddenly, her spine seemed to be a spring let loose, but instead of striking out, she dissolved in sobs. He caught her in the web of his arms. I didn't cheat, he said, and the words uttered in a stage whisper in his baby's mama's hair, his hand cupping her belly. After the Maria incident, Miguel had vowed that Dory was the one. He needed a strong Black woman, sure about what she wanted. Sandy's words edged between them. Just take the pills home with you, Dorinda. Just do it. Please, for your baby's sake. Dory struggled upright, wiped her eyes. Everybody telling me, just do it, like Nike, but it's not me or him. The test must be wrong. Exasperated, Sandy pulled her cell phone from her white jacket pocket. I can get the hospital lawyer in here to explain what is going to happen if you refuse this treatment for the STD you have contracted. I can stop you from leaving here. It's the baby that matters, its well-being. Do you understand? Dory looked like Atlas with the world in her belly. The baby, was it the foot or the hand, pushed out from inside its mother. Sandy continued. Every minute spent with me insisting and you refusing fails this little one. If we don't solve this today, it may never get to see the rose petals of the sunset. That's beautiful, Dory whispered. Rose petals of sunset. She watched her baby trying its wings in the sea of his mother. Sandy said, can we make a deal? Dory looked up from the undulations of her belly, her baby checking in. Hey, remember me? Sandy took it for encouragement. She sounded desperate, not professional. One more test. If it's positive a third time, you take the medicine. If it's negative, we leave it alone. What do you say? One negative test result and we're done battling? Dory spoke in a child's voice. Sandy nodded. What about the lawyer, Miguel asked. He stared at his woman. Sandy put her hand to her chin, bit on her thumbnail. I should call a lawyer right now, but if we can make this deal? Dory asked. A false test result means I don't have chlamydia, even though 2 other test results say I do. That's right. Sandy rubbed her temple. It was morning and the test result would be back by mid-afternoon. A false negative is rarer than a false positive. We never get those. It just doesn't happen. Dory sniffed. Sandy said, and just in case, will you take the sample? She held out the white envelope containing the sample of medicine and the white paper script. Babe, Miguel said. He was sounding more and more sad. Please, he begged, babe. I'll take the test again, Dory said loudly, and she plucked up the sample medicine. They waited for the test results together. Miguel opening his phone as much as Dory opened hers. She teased him. They will send the results to me, not you. Babe, he squeezed her hand. Babe, I'm not trying to dominate you. Dory snorted. You won't anymore. More than 50 times she refreshed the test results screen. The first 2 test messages kept popping up. Please call your doctor's office. Please call your doctor's office. About 2 p.m., the third email from the lab came. She knew somehow that this third time was the charm, but she was slow to move her fingers. Her index finger slid the phone open to the patient portal. Her fingers hesitated. The message opened, and there was one word: negative. Dory reached into her purse, pulled out the white envelope containing the tab of medicine, tore it open, and popped it into her mouth. 2 months later, Dory sat in her hospital bed, a lacy white bed jacket she brought in a secondhand store around her shoulders. The baby in her arms, 8 pounds, 3 ounces, 21 inches, born in the middle of the night, with Miguel near certifiable, but remembering to focus on her to help her breathe. He was exhausted, they both were, but Miguel draped himself over Dory's right shoulder on the window side of the hospital room, falling crazy in love with their child, with the air perfumed by the sound of the piano drifting from the lobby near the elevators. It was a beautiful scene. Then Miguel's mom walked in the door. Beatrice was slight but iron core, a testament to 800 years of Irish starvation, now seen as fashionably slim. Her lips pecked Dory on the cheek, coldly, but her eyes cast down like a searchlight on the baby. Leaning up, she held out her cabled arms. Dory lifted the baby into his new grandma's arms and then fell back onto her pillow. After a few minutes, Beatrice said, "Where?" Her voice was not teasing. "Did those dark eyes come from, I wonder?" "Oh, Mama," Miguel stood up and went around the bed to stand next to his mother. "What you don't know about science and mutation." He put the tip of his finger into the blanket. "Hey, little man, I got you a baseball. Wait till your grandpa gets here. We'll organize our team." He cooed at their baby, then went back to stand at Dory's other side. He leaned over, his mouth close to her ear. "Babe," he said softly, "thanks for sticking it out, getting that test done again and again and again. I know what you thought about me." Dory put her open hand on the pillow near her ear. Miguel laid his fingers in her palm. She turned her head and kissed them. The end. That's my story. So let's see. Do we have any questions? Just yet? Let's see. Oh, people like my pajamas. Thank you so much. And they're definitely good for that. It's like 7:26, so we got 4 minutes. Let's see who we got. I see some people here. Carol Swinehart, hi. Barbara Edson, hi. Kimberly Whitfield, hi. Michael Barker, love you. Dawn Newton, love you. Jen Andiamo. Wait, what? I just tuned in. Well, you know what? Poets in Pajamas is gonna post this reading, my reading, on their site. And so you'll be able to come back and see it from the beginning. We did start at 7:05. I'm a former teacher, and so you know when class starts, it starts. So there you go. Londa's prose poetry. Let's see, I need some questions. Well, while I'm waiting, we'll go another few minutes. And while I'm waiting, I just want to show you this picture back here. So this is the picture that goes on my, let's see how close can I get. This is the picture that goes on my cover of my book, Mother of Orphans. And this is my grandmother's family. That's my grandma right there, the little girl right there. She's not so little. Right there, and her brother and her mother, and you see I get all disoriented. And then this is her father's family, his sisters. So what the book is about is in 1899, Alice, this woman right here, married a black man, their brother, these black women's brother. And then in 1912, when he died, she put their children, these kids, she's holding the baby in an orphanage. And that's as much of the story as we knew in my family growing up. I think it's as much of the story as my grandma knew. And I just, after a while, just didn't make sense to me, because an orphanage is a place for kids with no parents. And my grandma's mother, Alice, she lived with, let me see if I can get this right. She lived with my grandma in Detroit in 1961 when she died. So that explanation didn't make any sense at all. And my grandma loved her mother so much, so I went and researched it, and this book is the result of it. It's coming out from Two Leaf Press in 2019, which is this year sometime, and so I'm looking forward to it. And Anna wants to know the inspiration. I think I just covered that. I just want to know my family story. There's so many people who don't know their family story. And when you're from a mixed race family like mine, Alice was Irish woman. There's a lot unsaid that you don't know, even though, you know, you look at me and you got to know that there's some white people in there someplace. And they go way back. So it wasn't easy for her to strike out for love. And I just want this book to show people that at all times in the United States, that people who were different from each other were able to find each other through love and maintain their relationships. So that's what this book is about. It's 7:29. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Kim. She says a beautiful cover. All my friends kind of know already about this, so thanks for holding still and listening again. Why did I write the story? Well, I answered your question. Thank you, Landis. The book is called Mother of Orphans, The True and Curious Story of Irish Alice, A Colored Man's Widow, and it is published by Two Leaf Press and can be ordered from Barnes & Noble. I think they're charging like $13.50 or something like that. You can order it at your local Barnes & Noble or online. Signing dates. You know what? The guy at Everybody Reads on Michigan Avenue in Lansing, he is a fabulous guy. His name is Scott. And he asked me as soon as I told him about my book, he said, you need to have your signing, your release signing here. And so we don't have a date yet, but as soon as I have it, I will certainly let you know. The same kind of thing happened over in Chicago. I was there about, I don't know, a month, 5 weeks ago, and went to Steve Finley's neighborhood, Beverly, and which is mostly Irish, and at Bookies on Western Avenue. Keith is his name. He is the owner, and he's right on the spot. He said, I serve Black and Irish people in my bookstore, so this is gonna be a book of a lot of interest. So, and we have set it up, but we had to delay it because the book got delayed. So everybody's being so nice, and I really appreciate it. And I really appreciate, thank you, Pam. I'm glad you enjoyed the story, and thank you for that heart. And I really appreciate you coming out and taking time from your evening to give me a half hour and listen to my story. As you can tell from Alice's story and from Dory's story, you know, women, mothers, they have hard decisions to make, and we just do the best we can. And that's what life's about. So thank you very much. And I hope I see each of you very soon. Love you too.